The air carried an unsettling weight that morning, pressing down on the students of Franklin High like an unspoken warning. The school, with its towering brick walls draped in creeping ivy, had always exuded an air of intimidation. But now it felt different and darker, as if the building itself harbored secrets. Whispers of students vanishing without a trace spread like wildfire, clinging to the hallways like a dense, suffocating fog. Yet no one dared speak of it above a whisper, as though voicing the truth might make it worse. The administration dismissed the chilling rumors as idle gossip, but the truth was undeniable. Week by week, the rows of desks grew emptier, their silence more haunting than any explanation. Sophia, a junior, with a knack for digging into mysteries, had heard enough. Her best friend, Lincoln, had been among the vanished. One day he was there, cracking jokes in history class, and the next, his locker was emptied, his name erased from the attendance roll. The teachers wouldn't answer her questions. Even his parents had packed up and left town overnight without a word. It was like he and the others had never existed. "I'm going to figure out what's happening," Sophia told her small circle of friends during lunch. "Can't you see that their table was tucked in a corner, far from prying eyes? It's not just a coincidence." Her friends exchanged uneasy glances. Caleb, the skeptic of the group, rolled his eyes. "Soph, you're watching too many horror movies. People transfer schools all the time. Without saying goodbye? Without taking their stuff?" Sophia shot back. "Come on, Caleb. You've noticed it too." Maya, the quietest of the group, spoke up. "I've heard things," she whispered, "about the old basement." Sophia leaned in, her interest piqued. "What kind of things?" Maya hesitated, glancing around nervously. "Some students say they've heard noises down there, crying, scratching. One girl said she saw a shadow move when no one was there." Caleb snorted. "Let me guess, it's all from someone's cousins or best friends or even neighbors." He laughed out loud, but Sophia wasn't laughing. She said, "Let's see for ourselves tonight." That evening, the group met behind the gym with flashlights in hand. They crept through the darkened hallways. Without the hum of students and teachers, the school felt alien, like a mausoleum of memories. Every step echoed ominously, bouncing off the high ceilings. "This is so stupid," Caleb muttered. But even he couldn't hide his nervous glances at the shadows. Maya led the way, her usually timid demeanor replaced by a strange determination. "The basement entrance is by the science labs," she said quietly. They reached a metal door at the end of the hallway. It was unmarked and slightly ajar, a thin sliver of darkness beckoning them. Sophia pushed it open, and a gust of cold, stale air greeted them. It smelled of mildew and something metallic, like rust or blood. "You sure about this?" Caleb asked, his voice trembling. "We've come this far," Sophia said, stepping through the door. The staircase spiraled downward, swallowed by darkness, their flashlights barely cut through the thick gloom. The descent felt endless, each creak of the steps amplifying their unease. When they finally reached the bottom, the space opened up into a sprawling basement. It was a labyrinth of concrete walls, pipes, and forgotten storage. The temperature dropped noticeably, and their breath misted in the air. "Look at this," Maya whispered, pointing to the walls. Symbols were scrawled in dark, jagged lines, covering every surface. Some looked like crude drawings, others like ancient runes. "What the hell?" Caleb muttered, running his fingers over one of the markings. It felt warm to the touch, almost alive. A faint noise broke the silence. A soft, rhythmic tapping echoed through the space, coming from somewhere deeper within the maze. "Is someone there?" Sophia called out, her voice wavering. The tapping stopped abruptly. "We should go," Caleb said, backing toward the stairs. "Wait," Maya whispered, pointing to the ground. "Do Do you see that? Sophia's flashlight followed Maya's gaze. Faint footprints, bare and smeared with something dark, led away from them. Without thinking, Sophia followed the trail, her friends reluctantly trailing behind. The footprints led to a rusted door at the end of a narrow corridor. It was slightly ajar, and faint whispers seeped through the crack. The words were unintelligible, but the tone was pleading, desperate. Sophia pushed the door open slowly, and the whispers stopped. The room was small and bare, except for a single desk in the center. On it sat a dusty old journal. She approached cautiously, her hand trembling as she flipped it open. The pages were filled with frantic scrawls, diagrams, and names. So many names. Her heart stopped when she saw Lincoln's name among them. "What is this?" Maya asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Before Sophia could answer, a low growl rumbled from the shadows. The air grew heavier, suffocating. A shape emerged from the darkness, tall and twisted, its eyes glowing faintly like embers. It moved unnaturally, its limbs jerking like a marionette. "Run!" Sophia screamed, slamming the journal shut. They bolted back toward the stairs, the creature's guttural snarls echoing behind them. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly, the exit always just out of reach. Caleb tripped, falling hard. "Help!" he cried, but the creature was upon him in seconds. It dragged him into the darkness, his screams cut off abruptly. Sophia and Maya didn't stop. They burst through the basement door, slamming it behind them. Gasping for breath, they realized they were no longer in the school's familiar hallways. The walls were covered in the same symbols from the basement, pulsating faintly with an eerie light. "This isn't real," Maya whispered, tears streaming down her face. A voice echoed through the air, deep and resonant. "You shouldn't have come here." The lights flickered, and suddenly they were back in the school hallway. Everything looked normal. Teachers and students bustled about as if nothing had happened. But something was wrong. No one looked at them. No one acknowledged their presence. Sophia grabbed a passing student. "Please help us," she cried, but her hand passed right through him like smoke. "We're not here," Maya realized, her voice hollow. "We never left." Sophia's heart sank as she turned toward the window. The reflection staring back at her wasn't hers. It was twisted, hollow-eyed, and grinning. To this day, Franklin High still stands. The missing students' desks remain empty, their names unspoken, and every so often, late at night, faint whispers and footsteps echo through the halls, a chilling reminder of those who vanished into the school's cursed depths.